Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the tangle Zuto from CZT Yuko Takamasu. Hope I got that right, or at least close. All right. At the time of this recording, it is February. We have just a few days before Valentine's Day. All the other holidays were running through my head, and I had to pause so that they didn't come out of my mouth. And now I'm laughing because I cracked myself up. All right, before Valentine's Day, and we're currently in our hashtag TA for Tangle Addicts, TA Valentangles, and just having fun with tangles that go along, mostly heart related, but there are some other ones too that kind of can go with it. All right, so this starts off with kind of a row of hearts, and I'm going to start this right in the middle, and I'm going to try to draw this big, so it can be seen. But you could make this row however you want it to be. So starting off with one, I like to put things in the center and then work out to both sides of wherever I'm going. So that's what I've done here. And then some of it you have to kind of figure, well, how wide do I want to have this heart be? And this is how I do it. So I'm starting kind of in that middle, right? I'd like to draw both sides separately, like so. And then we'll do that over here also. And just like everything Zentangle, if they're not even, it doesn't matter. It's all good. And you know what? I will take this off the edge, like so. Well, sort of. Just because I like to. If I was doing a little heart. Okay. All right. Then turn your tile over, or your paper, whatever you're working on. And then from here, I was utilizing the take off and land concept. So I was kind of and that concept is taking off is tracing over where you're starting. And then when I land, I'm going to trace back over a little bit. So there's that. And the land. I'll start sounding like a sportscaster. That'd be funny. Because you can just draw, like an M if you want. I think doing it this way, it's almost like, well, I'm imagining I'm drawing that part of the heart. You could probably, let's try it. I just thought about it, and let's see. Okay, so if I did like this, well, yeah, that would work. And then here. Either way, whatever works for you. And now I'm going to continue that because I think I kind of liked it. Because that's how I would draw my heart anyway. So why not continue it? It helps for a nice, consistent stroke. All right. But with a lot of things Zentangle, if it's not consistent, then it just looks a little whimsical. And I love whimsical. Whimsical is awesome looking. Okie doke. Next. Whichever side you're on, it doesn't matter. So looking at the top row of hearts that would be up in the proper direction, I'm going to start a little ways in on the left shoulder of this heart. And so I'm going about this distance away. And I'm going to aura like that. So I'm auraing this side. And we'll do it again on all of those. Now, don't do the bottom row yet. If you're tangling with me and you're ahead of the game. Oh, this one is just a little bit weird. Okay. There we go. You do not turn your tile. I would have expected that. And I thought, well, as I looked, I'm like, well, so I did one. Looking at the step out, I'm like, and it's on the right side of the upside down hearts. So it's like if you turned your tile, it's not going to be on the set. It's not going to be in the right place. So no turning. Similar idea. You can do a similar distance. I'm going to start. Well, I'll just start right here. So similar distance and auraing this contour like that, and then again similar distance. Where you're starting. You could, if you wanted to start from the bottom, if that works better. Ooh, that looked nice. I'm going to do that. You could. Either way, up to you. It's all about whatever works best for you and your hand. Okay. Then, and really all of these were not, it might mess things up if you flip it. Maybe not. Maybe not on, maybe the step after this. I'm not sure. All right. So from here, we're going to just do a curved line. So the same side that we were just working on. But from the little crevice in between, we're going to draw a nice curved line that goes, yep, over the shoulder, and then, just shy of, like, say, the halfway point. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be exact. And that's going to come from somewhere there. Okay, and what I didn't do. All right. Oh, and I said, don't. Well, you see, if you turn it, you're just going to do it backwards. It's such a habit to turn. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to. I don't want to mess it up. And it's the same thing. We're going from the side that we aura'd, so that little crevice, over to the other shoulder. And there. All right. Then I almost thought, gosh, could you combine this one part of this next step? And it's like, not best to not. So the next step, I'm going to start here right on the end, is we're essentially going to continue this line down, but we're going to, it's kind of like make a line from the center of the heart shape and then have it come up. I find it easier to, let's continue this line and then draw that straight line. That's what I found was a lot safer. And then down here on the bottom, same thing. I'm finding it easier on this tangle to just do it this way. Then I don't have to think, and that's a good thing. Because sometimes once you start thinking, nah, that's all over. Just kidding. All right. Last step is, it looks quite lopsided now, and it looks quite messy, but we're going to fix that. So now right from here, we're just going to do a little curved line from this little kind of intersection over to that curved line that we did a couple steps ago. And I'm finding you don't have to worry about having it match up with anything. I think essentially it's almost like we're auraing this, but it's like it's one of those it doesn't matter. All right, and then the same thing on the bottom. Some of it, getting used to when you have to look. All right, so, and it's the same idea from the crevice, or this intersection, maybe that's a better way to say it. Intersection to the curve line next to it. And let's see, this one is going to be in the air, sort of, so like that. Okay, and you can kind of start to see the 3D effect, like as if this is a ribbon. And that's what's neat about this tangle. It's a little bit more involved, obviously, and I'm looking for something right this minute. So if my voice got softer, apologize. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So take a look at the For More Inspiration link, because on there you'll see Yuko's step out, and at the bottom of it she has a wonderful example. And some of the things that you can do with this, say for shading or decorating, embellishing sake, um, is, well, and actually looking at Linda's little thumbnail, you can look at that as well. So on Yuko's sample, she did 2 different patterns, and it's just neat because it shows the, one side of the ribbon versus the other side of the ribbon. What I'm going to do, though, is we'll throw some shading in here. Now, one of the things that I like to do is kind of do this in stages. So the first thing is, all right, this is what jumped out at me first. Is like, well, this is going to be a turn here. And I'm going to do let's do just that side. Oh, we could do the bottom as well because it's the same. Oops, and right here. And we'll do that. See how it goes. And this is so you want to make sure that you're putting your tortillon, using it kind of on its side a bit. Oops, and right here, we'll have a little bit. Oh, and then what's nice is stop, take a look at it, and go, oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna turn things because again, I like to have the tip of the tortillon on that line of graphite, so that way I can pull it down from where it is. Okay, now let's look. Yes, neat. And doing this kind of slow can be helpful because then you can kind of look and assess and say, all right, where's another twist that I want, that I think needs some shading. And really, let's see, I don't think it doesn't need a whole lot. Let's try just what's on the tortillon. And I'm just thinking right here, a little teeny bit. And this is where using what's left on your tortillon is nice because it's like it just needs a little bit. You can always go back later and add some more if you want. Because it's, it's coming in, so there will be a little darkness there. And yeah, I did that on the bottom as well. And let's see. Yeah, see, and this can kind of look like, whoops. Oh, I have that there. Right here. How do we want to? Well, we could put a little graphite. I don't have enough left, I don't think. Oh, let's try a different tortillon. Right there on that. Right there. Here. Okay. And I forgot where I did it. There. Oh, and because I'm flipping sides here. And just to add, like I said, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah. I like that. Now, the one other place is, as I'm looking, it's like, okay, oh, you know what? Oh, it might be, let me flip it the other way. Oh, that's how I'm looking at it. Because I'm looking at her sample, I'm like, let's just see. And, and if you have challenges with shading and deciding where to put, and because I've had people commenting on that, I hope that this is helpful. It's just, it's me thinking out loud, how am I going to do this? What do I like? Where do I see it? And you know what? And I was right. I was right in my mind. Because, so like this would be the same side. It's just this ribbon quotes, is touching it. So I'm going to put some graphite there. And then we'll flip and do the other side too. And this is something where you might want to have, like I brought it down here, but I'm going to keep this a little bit darker. Just so that way there's a difference. And let's flip it, and it's the same thing on the other side, because this is essentially one. And right here. And this is also why I like to do things in stages, especially if I'm exploring. Okay, where do I want to put this? Because then you can stop and look and decide if you like it or not. And then as you get more graphite on your tortillon, you can always add it in some of the places if it's a little light. Because there's some places like this where it's like, well, I don't want to add too much because I just want it to be a little bit. And so that's helpful. And if this did help with shading, let me know in the comments. I always like to know if it is. All right. Yeah. I think we'll leave it at that because too much graphite, you get graphite remorse, and that's not good. But again, take a look at the at Yuko's sample because I really like the idea. She used perfing on one side and the tangle doodah on the other. So if there's some border tangles that you like, that can fit in, or you can do any kind of texture. That's kind of neat as well. So super neat tangle. It's fun to explore these kind of things that have I don't know what you call it, like a 3D effect. And I'm fascinated by them because to me it's like, look, yeah, I feel a little bit like, look at, I can do art. So we're just following the instructions, and like I said, some of these you just have to kind of look maybe multiple times. It's not one that maybe gets in your head right away, but once you get the concept, it is really fun and really, really neat. And then you could play with the distance between these, the size of the shape, and then the distance in the aura, so that way you have more room. And again, looking at her sample, just absolutely gorgeous and really good idea for how you can have fun with it. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you could click the like button, feel free to leave comments and share it. And if you liked it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. I already mentioned the description section and the step outs. I always do my own version, because I separated the heart thing just so that way, because I needed to think it out. So if I have to think it out, then I usually will just add a little bit to my version of the step out. So you'll see that there as well as Yuko's. Below that, link to my website where you'll find that I do classes online almost twice weekly. And a lot of them are free. I do have some that are paid. Then below that, if you happen to be on Facebook, the link to my page there. Would love it if you follow me. And if you want to have extra fun with a bunch of Tangle addicts, we'd love to have you join the group. It's a private Facebook group, and there are I have like 4 questions/statements to gain entry. So just so you're aware of that. And like I said, we share, we talk. It's such a beautiful community. A lot of wonderful people, supportive and just fun, and enjoy tangling. So with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.